its groups is now it's above one person. So the city has been doing fantastic job.
Well,
everybody's doing the best they can. Everybody wants the greater good. Now we're faced with a Category 6. Obviously, you've done this a million times as far as Category 5s and all kinds of stuff, but you ain't never faced like anybody in the world with something like this.
Not like this. This is the first time someone just asked me, "Have you ever seen anything like this in your lifetime?" And the short answer is no. There's nothing that's ever happened like this in my lifetime.
And you got a pretty solid angle coming from the health profession, and you understand a lot of stuff where you could talk that language, because this is not a basic one. This is a complicated issue with COVID-19.
Yes.
And basically a lot of people still are confused. And one thing I know that we don't want people to do is to panic, because here in the city and in the county we got some of the best people. I challenge anybody to basically say anything about our people, because I trust our people worldwide. I think we got some brilliant minds.
I agree.
And we got a good handle. Plus, we have the thing of dealing with hurricanes. A lot of people don't know how to do. So we already have the crash course on that. Exactly. So we got a jump start.
A lot of experience with that.
A jump start like what we talk about, and this is very serious. Please, can y'all share the video, hit the notifications on, and we're going to get to the information here in a minute. But as you know, and through your help with the team and the mayor and all the commissioners and all the staff, you got the citizens back in 9 days. That's the reality. It was 9 days.
9 days, yes.
We're the best in the world. I always say preparing for the hurricane, and we're the best cleaning up afterward. Living, not in the word living or whatnot, because we do this is like a fire drill or whatever. We don't even get nervous. Once we get this out of here, we're going to laugh at hurricanes. This is something really a challenge.
For real, yeah.
So, Clayton, I know we've talked and you've taken the point guard position to basically deal with the Keys Energy and the Florida Keys Aqueduct Authority, and see what they could do to help alleviate financial burdens on our citizens or whatever. So have you moved that along forward? Do we have anything official? Are we still working on it? What's going on?
Yeah, we're still working on it. Don't have anything official as yet. The city manager actually shares my concerns, and because we've talked about it, and he said that he would reach out with them. But again, as I said, we don't have anything confirmed from them at this point. But again, the idea is making sure our people can be able to pay their bills or get some sort of reprieve or deferral or whatever is available to lessen the burden when we come out of this, which I believe we're going to come out of this
There's no
in
question.
strong form.
And we know we got very good people all over. We're comps. We're a special type of breed. We know our people are going to do
Agreed.
the
It's
right
in our
thing,
DNA.
But we don't want to put anything official till we have it. That's
Agreed. That's exactly right.
But basically, we know we're going to be okay.
Yes.
Okay. So a number two thing here is the city hotline. Is that activated? Do you know still 24 hours? Because what I was reading the initiative, it says that city line is activating 24 hours, and the number that we have for the hotline for the city is 305-809-11. 305-809-1101. Are we still
Man 24/7?
24/7. Okay.
24/7, and someone's there to be able to answer your question. If that person can't answer your question right at that moment, that person knows how to get someone to you to be able to answer that question.
And like he said, 24 hours. So that's nonstop around the clock. And a lot of people don't know this, but we could get weather information 24 hours on a regular basis. I always ask her, hey, can you call the weather center and get information at 2 o'clock in the morning? Key West is the only one I see that could do that. So once again, we do this drill or whatever. So you just follow the lead of what you regularly do, where people could call in for 24-hour information, and that's great. A lot of people didn't have that contact information. What's the number again, Clayton?
It's 305. I'm from old school. I'm still not used to
I thought you
using
was
the
going to say the 4 and going to give us 5 digits. That's right.
Hey, there was a time.
They don't know about that.
They don't know
about
about
old
that.
school now. Yeah. So
305-809-1101.
Outstanding. Okay, so we've named today in our camp, we've activated Mr. Harry Russell as a point guard for the school board, and basically what Mr. Russell is working on with the superintendent and all his
Doing
people
good.
down there is to basically activate the communication system where we could get messages out to everybody who has a child in the school system, to every household. So that's a great communication tool, because here we want to be able to communicate information
Yeah.
as fast as can
and as accurately as we can as
right,
well.
right. So this will be official. So thank you, Mr. Russell. That gentleman is on point guard on the school board. Please share the video right now. Hit the notification button, so like that we could get information out, because this is a whole team effort. You know, we have to put Orient Thurston popped in. Look,
Yeah.
OT overtime. We have to put any difference. Like I've made it myself. I appreciate, first of all, a lot of people don't know you're one of my mentors,
Thank you,
and we have to
Louie.
do a
That's
whole
awesome.
different podcast on that, of basically how that started or whatever. But basically, you've taught me how to be a better person. I just want to
I
tell you, I
appreciate
care
you
about
saying that, Louie.
that you know, we all not perfect, but in times of
None of
stuff
us
like
are.
that, because of stuff that I've learned from individuals like you, I'm putting all grievances to the side.
Oh man, that's
You know what I'm
awesome.
saying?
That's
because
huge.
we got to for the
Give
greater
me
good.
Far too much credit. I appreciate that, Louie. But I got to tell you, I'm proud of the person that you've become.
I appreciate
and
that.
That means a lot, man. It certainly does mean a lot. I'm happy to see what you've assembled here, and to help us with getting the word out. And that's the big thing. In the very beginning of this whole thing, you know, that was one of the things, again, referring to the city manager, it's one of the big things he and I talked about, and that was that we needed to get more airtime, more FaceTime, talking directly to the people.
Right. And
you know?
to the city's credit, they have fired a YouTube.
Agreed.
And they
Yes.
put in that stuff on there.
Yes.
But, you know, like I said, there's a million things. That's why this point guard system works.
Yeah.
Because basically, if we put a point guard to basically have somebody that could get the camera ready to go,
Agreed.
what time we're going to do. So basically, what I would suggest, and this is just a suggestion, that we should have as many briefings as we can, just like we see the White House and you have a briefing.
Yeah,
Now,
yeah.
I know it's a little bit challenged because we don't want to have a whole bunch of people for the social distance or whatever, but we are doing a great job, and between all of us, we getting the word out.
Primo,
Who's that?
Kenny Alonso.
Alonzo. Alonzo in the building. Also, I think Marcus Davila just came on a little
Yeah,
bit.
I saw that. Yeah.
Thank you for all first responders.
All the first responders. And listen, if we can, I just want to just take one moment just to applaud all
Yes,
of them.
yes.
I mean, the first responders, the people that are in the healthcare profession
In the
right
trenches.
now, they are our first line, man. And let's not forget our community service people. They are the finest anywhere. I put them up against any other cities, any other municipalities, front line.
Yeah,
We
bottom
have the
line
best.
trenches. It is the trenches.
There you go,
Once
man.
again, with the training of hurricanes, these guys. Here's if there's a positive, because there's always positives and stuff, right?
Yeah.
At
Yeah.
least the power's on and you can be comfortable in your home. Where in a hurricane, like be
That's
honest with
true.
you, and I'm going to say something here that a lot of people don't know. I actually called city manager
Hey, Tavy.
assistant. Oh, there,
Tavy's
Tavy.
watching.
Hey, Tavy, how you doing? Look, Deborah, I see. So what I did is I called at that time assistant manager Greg Velez, and I seen that thing was a monster on the last hurricane we was talking
Yeah,
about.
yeah.
I'm talking
Oh,
about
man.
that you might not.
Cuz.
And you know what I told them, and this is very dear to my heart, and I'll say this. It's the first time I'm saying this on camera. And I feared for you guys' life, and I told assistant city manager Velez at that time. I told them, I said, man, I think y'all got to wrap it up, because I don't want y'all dying there trying to do this stuff. Really is looking bad.
Yeah.
And you know what the code he said? He said, man, I should have died many times before, and if I die serving the community here, everybody wants to stay as a team, and I'm just going to go ahead and do the best I can. So this is the type of people that we
That's
have,
exactly
or whatever.
right.
You know, there's a lot of
This is our leadership. I mean, and yeah, and I got to give a shout out to the mayor as well.
Yep.
He's asking, where's my mask?
Yeah.
Actually, it's at home. I do have a mask. and I should have it almost.
But what I mean, that man basically was ready to die for our city.
He was ready to do that, and he's an amazing guy. He really is.
And this is not. He said that was the consensus of the whole team.
That was everybody. Yeah. That was everybody.
So thank you all for that. We're never gonna forget that. And like I said,
there was no self-grandizing throughout that whole thing, and we were in constant contact. Sometimes, and a lot of people don't know some of the behind-the-scenes stuff that goes on. Right. Sometimes there's some infighting and sort of that.
Of course,
but that's how you solve things.
Right.
You know,
we have to agree to disagree.
Exactly, but you get there and you come up with the best decision because we're doing so in the reality.
Real time.
Just trying to come up with the best possible solution for whatever the problem is. And Atavia just put the word there, serving. That's exactly right.
Thank you. Share the video, please. Turn on your notifications. We got a lot of stuff to cover here. We're going to get through it. Okay, so here, moving along, I seen today that the governor was coming up with a plan once the stuff is out of a community or whatever, how to basically not get it back in. And he was talking about quarantine stations and different stuff. There's nothing final on that. So I thought that was a fabulous thought process or whatever. So you could see that leadership is strong. So here in Key West, when we speak about that, as you know, Dr. Burrows is on top of the game. So basically, I've got him as a point guard with a team of professionals to lead this team on how to get this COVID-19 completely out of here. So I'll describe this, and you tell me what you're thinking. You're obviously the expert when it comes to...
Not an expert. Dr. Burrows and Dr. Norris, they're the experts.
You're an expert when it comes to basically some of the medical stuff. You know it a lot better than them. You can speak their language, right? That's what I'm saying.
To some degree, yeah.
So I put it like this in the basic terms. If you have a bad smell in the room and you kind of got rid of it, but it's still there or whatever, eventually, you figure it out. Oh, this is what it was, and it's gone.
Agreed.
So basically, he's got a plan already. He's already moving. He's been on this or whatever, and nobody could do this alone. He's got a whole team of the top professionals. He's got all the information, and this is where he's at. So he's point guarding that process or whatever, because this is the key to fight the whole thing. Get it out of here. Get it out of the Keys. Be gone. And then basically see where we go from there. What are your thoughts?
Well, I agree. I don't know what his plan is. He and I haven't had that conversation, but I have been in communication with him, and of course Dr. Norris, and another medical professional who hasn't come out publicly. I don't want to call his name because he hasn't given me permission to.
Right.
But another medical professional, I've been getting a lot of information from, in my opinion, some of the best.
Right, and this is it's a whole team to win the Key West Conch State Championship. But this ain't the state championship no more. This the World Championship. It's a whole different thing. So, like I said, we got good people from all over. Right now, the stuff that needs to happen is everybody just got to remain calm, cool, and collect. Be humble.
Absolutely,
the humble is a critical.
I do want to say this. Though. I'm going to be watching tomorrow, and I want to encourage everybody else to watch tomorrow.
For the podcast, he's going to be on
podcast with Dr. Burrows. Yeah. And I see Tavia's calling me out again, telling me that she's going to tell Dr. Burrows on me.
Yeah, that's all right. He know what's going on. Also, another point of interest today that came up. Y'all, please share the video. Turn on notifications so we can get this information out. Is a lot of people are looking at the TDC, and this is just a discussion, and see with the budgets that we have at the TDC, what we could do to use the budget to fight this disease or whatever. There's nothing official, anything, but basically people are talking about that. So I don't know. I don't have anything concrete. This is just talk. But to me, anything that anybody could do, any agency, to get these 30,000 test kits out here, we need to do. That's what I want to see.
If there is a way to do that, I'd be all for it. Okay. I'd be all for it if there is a way to do that. I know that dealing with TDC funds, that gets real tricky. Yeah, right. Because then you deal with countywide, and then you have to get state approval on certain things as well. So I'm really not sure how much latitude we'd have with that, but I certainly would not hesitate to look into it.
Yes, and all we could do is like, you know, like for example, the governor tweaked the liquor laws basically to allow the packaging to go out when you're in a food establishment. So these times there's a lot of stuff that's out the window. So we might be able to get some stuff in drastic, you know, situation called for drastic action to basically do what we need to do. But like I said, this is good discussion, and we move stuff along and we see what we could do as far as you know, helping our people.
Yeah, and I again I just totally concur with that line of thought.
Okay. Burroughs, every day, Miss Pamela, we're going to be on a podcast to further notice. No Sundays off, no Tuesdays off, no Thursdays off, 6:45. They said the day somebody told me on my staff it's Sunday, man. I said, I don't care. They made a new day of the week. We're going to keep working and make it happen. We got to do it. I mean, we got plenty time to relax and pipe down now, so we got to get information out. Yeah. Also, another thing I got today was that people that are here in Key West, they think that it might be an action if they're walking around the streets or whatever, and maybe they don't have their identification or something, that they're going to kick them out if they live here. And I told them that's completely false. That the Key West PD has absolutely been fabulous or whatnot. There's no directive of that, and we're not kicking anybody out of anywhere other. And I don't want to use the word kick out. We're just filing the mandate that was safe from the state and the city and every day. I've been around town. I don't know about you. Doing, you know, a couple things I don't want to get out unless I have to, but pretty much everybody's cooperating. Everybody looks like
everybody's cooperating. At least most of our people are cooperating, and I think, and I want to encourage those. I'm trying to be careful. We know of a couple of instances.
This is a Louie C podcast. I'm gonna keep it 100. You always got a couple idiots in the bunch. Okay, so that is solid. Also, we have lifted restriction on our personal pages for media with Latinos Cayo Hueso and Where's the Party Key West. These are usually entertainment sites, but for the greater good of the community, we left those restrictions so anybody can put stuff on there, especially where Latin. If you have anybody that wants to write stuff in Spanish or whatever, go ahead and put in a Latinos Cayo Hueso, get the information that way, because we got to serve all the people. So we're not going to limit that just to entertainment, because as we know, there's no entertainment. You got to make your own entertainment in your own way. All right,
can I do a shout out to some musicians? If we can do some sort of virtual thing, I saw a wonderful, and I want to do a shout out as far as a cheap pop for my own Facebook page, because I was able to find, and I don't remember who shared it with me, but some musicians. This guy started out with electric piano on his balcony.
Wow.
Then a saxophone player joined in.
All positive vibes.
And you know what I'm saying? And it's like, if somebody can come up with a way that we can do something like that virtually here from the southernmost city, hey, I'm all in. Let's see if we can do something like that.
Hi, Miss Tangela, I see you. And definitely, I'm going to work on that. Let's see who could do the point guard on that and run with that.
Yeah, that would be great. Something for us.
Yeah.
You know?
Bad Boy Burrito today is offering 40% because they're going to close their doors for a while and basically stick with their family. So they want to give everybody a break on everything. So they're offering 40% off. And they moved over there right in
their new location there at
316 Petroleum.
Okay, I was going to say it was 300 block. I knew it was 300 block. I didn't know what the exact address was.
I don't know if you heard this yet, Clayton, and you're welcome to close with anything that you like. Basically, we I don't know if you heard that Joe Walsh is feeding his whole entire staff, top to bottom, two meals a day, I believe, for the entire staff. That he started that yesterday. So shout out to Joe Walsh, Winnie.
Big shout out to Joe Walsh.
And if you could do it, please feed employees. That's what I mean. If you could do
it. If you can. I saw again another Facebook post where someone had offered their tenants that they would start charging them only half the rent.
I've seen that
for the next 3 months or whatever.
Yeah. Anything
exactly. Right. You know. So when you look at all of those things, you know, at the other day at the One Clean Island grassroots
Paul Menta,
yeah, with Paul Menta. By the way,
outstanding. All love in the club. All love in the club. Thank you. All love in the club.
Thank you, Paul.
But we ain't at the club. This is a whole different level. Oh man.
But I was talking to a whole group of business owners, and I told them quite frankly, I said, look, I do care about the businesses, but I care more about the people that you guys employ. So that's why when Louie asked me about the Keys Energy and the Aqueduct and of course Housing Authority, any kind of, and of course independents, people that have tenants or that have access to other people's welfare, whatever you can do to be able to help. Clayton, now's the time to
Clayton,
chip in.
let me ask you. So correct me if I'm wrong. The president mandated a pause on all rent for the HUD, correct? For HUD. I think it's. I don't want to speak out of school, but I think he said it's 90 days. I'm not sure, but I know that's been done. We'll get to that concrete, but it's definitely an order came down because I see for the HUD.
And there's something you got to understand too with that though, and that's that not all of our public housing is HUD.
See, I didn't know that.
And a lot of people, so you got to, and that's something else you may want to see if we can get Manuel on there because he can explain that a lot better than I can.
To have on the program when we get to that.
Exactly.
Point. Okay, so Clayton, it was a pleasure. You coming on now, as you coming from a background, of health, right? What we've been doing on the podcast is basically giving factual information here to the minute. So what I deal with is I give the numbers for the United States, and right now it's 32,356. This is up to the second. Total cases with 1,414 deaths this second. Okay.
I've got some of that.
And then
those numbers as well.
That is updated. There's a site that updates that regularly, and it's a big number. But I think we're going to be okay as a nation, and I know for a fact that we got a good plan here. I'm very confident. I'm not worried, especially with all the stuff in the dialogue and all the stuff that we're getting. I think we've moved on this early.
We've got a lot. You're absolutely right. We've got a lot more to work with now than we ever have in the past, and I'm thankful for that. But I had someone point out to me that the deaths and the number of cases. Let's just stick with that. Let's not get into morbidity.
32,356 cases.
Well, the number of cases. Deaths. The number of cases in the United States here is still less than what the total cases of the H5N1 was which was the avian flu. Okay. But here's the thing. Here's the thing that people need to understand is that we are only in basically the third month of our even being aware that this thing existed. Okay.
So you're saying we got a long way to go.
So we still have a lot more work to do, but I think that we're definitely on the right track, and in short order, we've begun getting to where we need to be.
I'm gonna call it to get it completely out of the Keys and clear and done with. But I think once again, with everybody I work as a team. I'm talking about.
Agreed.
And I'll say this.
Agreed.
This is Louie C. Park. The city, the county, everybody got to work together as best we can. We're always not going to agree, but we basically got to get in there and get it work together because we got good people in there. We have very strong people that know exactly what they do, and we could get out of this and with the less deaths humanly possible if we all put our minds together. That's what we're doing. I mean, you're working around the clock. This is for the
pretty much.
This ain't for money. This is for the people.
And I retired.
Yeah. This man out here in overtime, time and a half, category 6. So Clayton, any closing words before we get out of here?
Just everybody, just be safe, and I know my daughter's gonna kill me, but I promise, Davey, when I leave here, I'm gonna go home and that's where I'm gonna stay. I'm gonna come out for the things that I have to come out for, and I'm gonna encourage everybody else to do basically that same thing. No, we're not in a situation where we have to have mandatory quarantine and isolation and all this stuff, and we don't want to get there. That's exactly the point.
Yeah. Thank you, Clayton. I appreciate you. We love y'all. Conk Republic, everybody, and we're gonna be okay. Do not panic. Don't be scared. You got some of the best people in the world on top of this thing. Louie C. the Mayor. Have a great evening. be around loved ones, and thank you and bless you.
And thank you for all that you do, Louie.
Thank you so
for
much.
all that you do.
God bless. God bless. Holla!